Now that the piece is out of the clamps, I took and marked all the positions for the chisels. I just basically eyed what looked right to me, and I used the individual chisels to mark out their positions. And now what I did was I measured the thickness of my thickest chisel and marked a depth line. And now what I have to do is take and saw to that depth line. And I just come on along the width of the piece and I have them all cut out. Then it's just a matter of taking a chisel and paring or chiseling out the waste. You're basically making a series of dados all along the piece. Dados because you're going cross grain. And I just use each individual chisel to cut its specific slot out. You see me using my palm there. That's not recommended. People worry about hand issues and stuff like that. I got enough hand issues where it doesn't really matter a whole lot. I'm not using a lot of force. I'm just barely tapping. You see I switched to a mallet here. The bigger chisels that I'm putting in, the 1 inch, the inch and a quarter, inch and a half, aren't as sharp as the rest of my chisels, and so they could use a little bit of help with the mallet. And so now, once I've got all the slots cut, then I am ready for glue up. And I'm using some long pieces of wood here as clamping caws to spread the pressure evenly across the piece and to keep the clamps from marring up the wood. So I just spread out the glue, or rather apply it, and then I'll take a piece of scrap like I did the last time and just spread the glue out. This piece wasn't as, I don't know, even as some of the pieces of scrap that I could have picked up, and so I'm having a hard time getting it to actually spread the glue. I need to find a flat spot on it, and so I just resorted to the edge there, and that's working just fine. What it is I don't want to get too much glue. I don't want a ton of squeeze out here, because if it squeezes out, it'll squeeze into the individual slots that hold the chisels, and then the chisels will have a hard time going down in those slots. They won't be enough room because I only gave just a little bit of clearance, uh, the width of a pencil line clearance on either side of each chisel, because I wanted them fairly tight, but not so tight that I had difficulty trying to uh, take the chisel in and out. And I stood the board on end because if you remember, I put a little lip in the top on that front when I glued that front piece, and I'm doing the same on this. That way the center piece where the slots are cut will be just a little bit lower than the front and back piece, and I just thought that might help the chisels uh, where the shank is to seat a little bit better, and it looks good. So, or anyway, I think it looks good. So that's what's going on here. Is if I turn the piece on its top edge, then the board that I am gluing on now will be the same distance of overlap as the front piece was. And then it's just a matter of clamping these clamps down, tighten them down, getting them ready so that I can let the glue on this cure. And I'm going to flip over the piece and try to put some pressure in different areas. Thank you for watching. We'll move on once this cures. We'll move on to installing this into the frame. God bless you. I'll talk to you later.